Nice to have everyone here on our first press conference for The Hobbit. We're going to introduce you to our dwarves and our main Hobbit, Bilbo. But first of all, I've got a message from Peter Jackson, who obviously is disappointed that he can't be here today, but he's written something for me to pass on, so I will go ahead and read it. I'd like to welcome everyone to this first opportunity to meet many of the key cast of The Hobbit. I'd love to be with you all this morning, but I'm currently under a medical form of house arrest to prevent me from overdoing it, until fully recovered from my recent operation. I'll be jumping back into it very soon, and to be honest, the guys that you'll be talking to this morning make me laugh so hard right now I'd be in danger of popping a few stitches. We take casting very seriously on every film we make, and we couldn't be more delighted with the group of wonderful actors we have gathered here. Those of you who are familiar with The Hobbit will know the importance of the comradeship between Bilbo and each of his 13 dwarf adventurers. I couldn't be more excited about working with these actors and the others soon to join us. I'm feeling these movies are going to be something very special. Cheers, Peter J. As you know, this is a Q&A, and we'll just, I'll just kind of point you out and you can throw your questions forward. I think that's probably all the protocol. So, without much further ado, we'll introduce the cast. So, the first person we have is Peter Hamilton, and he's playing Gloin. And followed by John Callan, who's Oin. Followed by Stephen Hunter, who's Bomba. Followed by James Nesbitt, who's Botha. Followed by William Kircher, who's Biffa. Followed by Ken Stott, who's Balin. Followed by Martin Freeman, who's Bilbo. Followed by Richard Armitage, Thorin. Then Aidan Turner, Kelly. Rob Kaczynski, Philly. Graham McTavish, Dwalin. Jed Brophy, Noddy. Mark Hadlow, Dottie. And Adam Brown, Ori. So, it's open to you. Do we have a first question? Okay, that's it.
What's the average height of your dwarfs?
Average height of a dwarf?
Less than you, mate.
3'7"?
The average height of a dwarf is 4'6". Depends how you look at it. And where from?
Hello and welcome, by the way.
Thank you.
It's great to have you all. It's nice to have a long table. Got you all in there. So thank you very much for coming down to New Zealand. Just a very quick question. We take our hobbits pretty seriously down here in New Zealand. You may have gathered for the last few months. How important are one of you guys for this?
Very important. It's directed to a particular person. It's just very important. Very important.
Very important.
Yeah. Well, they always said that New Zealand was Middle. Tolkien, he wrote The Hobbit, and even though he'd never been here, it was like a direct bridge between The Hobbit and New Zealand, Middle Earth and New Zealand, so it's pretty much ideal to be the person who's people spent flying with.
And the weather's a lot better than the Hebrides.
Although not the last few days, actually.
I think it would have been very odd for the whole production lot to be here. We're thrilled to be here, and there's such an already established sense of Middle Earth and what the novels are about, and to be part of that, I think. And it's an adventure, not only professionally but also I think for all of us personally as well. It's an enormous privilege.
That's right. Yeah, the credentials really that you have to shoot with are really second to none. It's not just because it's a spiritual home, you could say, for the piece, but because it simply has fantastic facilities, the envy of the rest of the world.
it lends a certain continuity towards the whole story of Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, that they're shot in the same places. And it does bring a certain kind of familiarity to what we're doing. We're shot in places that the audience will already know.
And I also think that there's an odd marriage, particularly for those of us who haven't been involved in something as epic as this, between the scale of the thing, which is enormous, yet it feels very much like a community and a family. And it's we've been made, particularly us who have travelled from the other side of the world, to feel incredibly at home. We're very aware that we are in something, hopefully of significance in something or large, but everything that could be offered to us to make us feel welcome and our families has been offered, and so it's a mixture of that scale and that kind of personal touch, which is extraordinary. And I think we pinch ourselves every day for it.
It's a massive jigsaw of talent, it's this huge jigsaw of talent and craft and skill, and we are all very privileged to be part of that jigsaw, which has been put together by our group.
Question for Martin. I'm Dave from Empire Magazine. How are you going? Obviously playing Bilbo, you're following in the incredibly talented big shoes of Ian Holm. Have you been, he's have you been studying Lord of the Rings, kind of match his performance, or you think you're bringing something else to the book?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've been looking at what he was doing and having to, there's a certain level of, course, at which I have to match what he's doing and then forget it as well, So I've not been sort of tying myself in knots about it, but I'm trying to be sensible and just literally look at what he's doing, what his voice is doing, his movement's doing, and I genuinely, without being one way or the other, either big-headed or falsely modest, I think I'm quite a good match for him. I've seen worse matches, and I think I could do a young Ian Holm. So I'm looking forward to it, but bearing in mind I can't be playing Ian Holm, you know what I mean? But of course I'm going to have to have that echo and the nod to what he did. And that's we'll find out. You'll find out. Yeah.
Ollie, this is specifically for you. I know you've done a lot of things, movies, but generally you're covered in latex and fully disguised, and when you say, I know that guy, it's Jeff Roby, but there's no way to know. Is it kind of exciting to be visible in this movie?
It's more exciting than I could possibly say. It's fantastic, and I do feel incredibly privileged to be given the opportunity to be me in the film. And hopefully make it all the way through without getting killed. Can't guarantee it. I live in hope. It's fantastic to be able to be more of myself.
We still got the latex on the weekend. You go.
This is actually a prosthetic I'm wearing right now.
Heather from TV1 News. Martin, there has been some delays, obviously, in the filming. There's some talk of a curse of the Hobbit. Are you worried about that at all?
No, I'm not. I know what you mean, and I know what people mean, because it is sort of almost laughably. There are some bits of bad luck to do with it, I guess, that are almost kind of comical, I suppose. But no, we're all, very optimistic about it. We're all ready to go, just as soon as 2015 rolls around. We will be there and ready.
Also, we're not sitting around doing nothing. I mean, if anything, it gave us, I suppose, some more. I imagine.
Gives you more to get shape, really.
Yeah. No, I mean, we're
very happy about it. It actually gives us a lot of time to keep developing our characters, and we're working very, 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 very hard.
Well, the other thing is there is a massive crew here. I mean, over 1,000 people that are all working hard. These delays are minor delays when you've got a team of incredibly talented people like the guys at Weta, which are creating these wonderful things for us to do, and it just gives them that bit more time so that we can actually have the best possible things that we can have. It's not really a delay so much, it's just extra prep time.
Do you guys have any dwarf bondings at the moment or training exercise?
You can't possibly
What happens to dwarf bondage, mate?
People find it creepy. We might be a little turned on. Yeah. See it's happening.
But we are working as a unit every day, and that can only either consciously or as importantly, probably subconsciously, imbue us with a sense of kind of together.
Yes,
united.
we're a big family.
How prepared are you guys for Raven, Rings and Hobbits?
Wow. Raven, Rings and Hobbit fans. We've had the shot.
What as in...
We're in a very privileged position where a minute of your day, a minute of your time can make someone's whole day. And to be in a position... Sorry. To be in that position is a privilege for all.
I think it's true that this, you know, obviously this franchise has particularly, you know, keen fans, and I suppose for me personally, it's the sort of thing that is theoretical until it happens, you know.
Yeah.
Because whatever kind of level of recognition one is at the moment, you know, people always say, well, you just wait till Hobbit comes out. It's like, yeah, I mean, and that's, you know, you can't really imagine what it's going to be until it happens, and I think it's sort of, it would probably be unhelpful to do so too much.
We're all focused on work really at this stage. We just want to get out there and get it done and get the work done, and we feel that we have got a lot to live up to, and we're all completely and utterly determined to live up to it.
I think if you did think about that, you wouldn't go to bed in the morning. You know, so insane and it's tangible, but also, you know, there are plenty of things to be thinking about really rather than that.
Martin, can we just hear a little bit about the casting process? How does that impact provide a way for you for finishing some other commitments?
Yeah, well, I put myself on tape for it early last year, and I'd always had very generous feedback from the team that they would like me to do it ultimately, which was a very nice vote of confidence and kind of certainly relaxed me a bit. I thought I was going to not be able to do it because of uncommitments in Britain, and then then it was made that I could do it. So it's genuinely flattering, and it means that I get to do, you know, two things that I really love this year.
I have to tell you, sorry to interrupt, I have to tell you the thing he's talking about, Sherlock, which hasn't got here yet, is an enormous success and is magnificent book, so it's worked out very well. It's brilliant.
Martin's out.
Thank you. Ian Holm is very good.
Aidan, quick question. When you say to people from overseas that you're from New Zealand, they always mention Lord of the Rings. I mean, obviously that's sort of what people think of New Zealand now. Has New Zealand been what you imagined it would be since you've been here?
Since I've been here. What was that question directed at me? I missed the start of it.
I know what the Kiwis think, and I would ask the full question, so...
okay, I see where you're going now, yeah. It sort of is, I mean, from watching the movies, and Rob made a good point that the kind of, the geography of this country is that how it is, but we played Lord of the Rings quite sort of close in a lot of ways. It sort of is, it's got the same, I guess it's closer to home than somewhere like Los Angeles might be. Rob lives there, and it's still got that sort of British kookiness that I'm kind of used to from going from Ireland and living a bit in the UK and stuff. So it does feel like home. We've all settled in quite easily, and the weather's so fantastic, and it's freezing cold back now. And this is the closest thing to summer camp I think I'm ever going to get. So I'm loving it.
Wait for June.
Oh, bring it on.
How long have you been out here?
4 weeks. 4 weeks, nearly 5 months.
And how long are you going to be out here?
As long as it takes. 15 years.
Erica's from our the One Ring website.
Yeah, it's a big group of dwarves. How does your script make you a little bit individual so you can stand out? Or is it ensemble?